If you're a freelancer or remote worker, you might think that the only thing that matters is price. But let me tell you, risk matters more than cost. So, what that means is that how low risk you are to a particular client or to a particular employer will actually matter more long term than how cheap you are or how expensive you are. So in this video, we'll be talking about how you can, position yourself as a low risk option to clients or prospective employers. So big welcome to you. My name is Blessing. If you are new to this channel, this is the Creative In channel where we talk about all things remote freelancing and work from home management. And if you're an OG, I have you real big. Thank you for stopping by once again. So why did I say that being low risk matters more? Why is it important? Well, I want you to put yourself into the shoes of an employer or prospective client for just a little second. Let's just do this mental exercise together. Now, imagine that you need someone to deliver on a project, or you need to hire an employee just to get like a project going at work. Like yesterday, you need that done, and you need top quality work done, because you know that if you make the wrong decision, that is hiring the wrong person, you miss the deadlines or mess up something that is going to affect the project or affect the company and all of those things. Now, what would be in your mind? Will you be like, so I know that I have all these things, but I still need to find the cheapest person? That will not be what's in your mind, because if you go for the cheapest option and you now end up hiring someone that turns out to be a bad hire or a bad employee, is going to cost you way more down the line, where you now have to look for the right hire or the right employee. You'd have lost time, you have lost money, and then maybe you're the hiring manager at your company, for example. You would look bad in front of your other colleagues or your team or your boss. You don't want that, right? So instead, you're like, for this important project or for this company, we need someone that we don't even mind even paying a little bit higher than what we would usually want to pay an employee or a freelancer. We just want to ensure that we get the job done right. Now, to this kind of client, you're going to be looking out for what the person that's going to be the lowest risk to employ, because at the end of the day, you're still taking a chance on the person, but you want to ensure that this is the lowest risk. So how can you ensure that this client, you present yourself as the lowest risk? So there are 4 factors I want you to consider. And the first one that I have written here is having a relevant experience. And by having relevant experience, the fact that you have proof of work that you have done in that particular role or field or skill, examples or portfolio that can help to push that you can do this job well. So it's not just an intention. Maybe, for example, you are a content writer and you like to design websites, and it's an intention that you like. You can't say, okay, so now I want to pivot from being a content writer into a website developer. You start applying to website development jobs. You don't have any portfolio that, even if it's like a sample project of a website that you did yourself, you did well and everything, and you just want someone to just hire you. You're a high risk. I'll tell you for free, you're a high risk. But when you have portfolio, sample work, or experience in that field, that is already, calm the nerves of the client or the employer, that okay, this person already has relevant experience in this field. That's factor 1. Factor 2 is testimonials or referrals. So nothing says low risk than when, for example, maybe you say you're looking for an employee or candidate and you come referred from someone that is trusted. That is why you see that some companies would say they will even give incentives to their employees to go and recommend like people for the job, and they get to tend to pay more attention to those recommendations, because they believe that these recommendations are coming from people that they trust and people that understand the goals and missions of the company and all of that. So let's say you don't come in through a referral. What you can do for yourself is give social proof in such a way that you have testimonials. Make sure that all the good job you've done, you get testimonials that that you can put on your LinkedIn, you can put on your freelancer profile. If you have one set up, you can put in your proposals or your cover letters. Now what that does for you is it just helps to ensure that you solidify with proof that okay, this person had people that really enjoyed or valued and saw good results from the work that they did. The next thing that you also want to do is have a proven process. Now, what I mean by have a proven process is that let it be clear, a clear roadmap of how you would tackle a project or how you would tackle a role. And there are some applications that would ask you directly that, okay, what's your process for doing this or thereabout. Is because they want to know, okay, how do you think, or how do you approach your work, or how would you approach a project. So make sure you have a clear, proven strategic process that shows how you are going to take a project from point A to the finish line, or how you make yourself, meet expectations or even exceed expectations in the role that you're applying for. So what this does is it calms the nerve of the client or the employer in such a way that they don't feel like, okay, if I hire this person for this project, freelance project, I hope they will not just vanish and then appear 2 days after the deadline with one story that touch, or hope that they will not come last minute, a day to the deadline, and everything that they deliver is just rubbish or nonsense. But when you have like a clear roadmap of how things are done, maybe in a freelance project, of timeline, when they will get this, when they will get that, it kind of lower the risk of hiring you. Then the fourth thing I want you to do finally is make sure that you have good communication skills. Like, this cannot be overemphasized. You want to ensure that you're professional, you want to ensure that you ask the right questions, and you also want to ensure that you are responsive. So don't be the kind of person that they'll talk to you and then before you respond again it's 10 hours later or 24 hours later, or you just go off the radar and then you come back later. Even if something comes up, make sure that you're clear in your communication, because at the end of the day, it just shows that, okay, this person values clear communication. They ask questions because they want to understand, and that will set you way up the bar than just hiring someone that at the end of the day will make it look like hiring them was doing the company a favor. So when you are writing your proposals or writing your CV, how you position yourself as a low risk hire is how you talk about what you bring to the table. So I'm not going to just say, you just write there that hire me because I'm low risk. Anybody can say that. So you have to show, not just tell. And you can show that in such a way that maybe you can say, oh, this particular project, I have done it in my recent role, or I have done this similar freelance gig for like 2 or 3 clients, and this was the result of it, and this was how it went, this was the process and all of that. What that does is, like I say, it calms the nerves, because they now see that, okay, you have experience in this, you also have results to show. Maybe there was like a tangible result that came out of it and you are able to talk about it. That really just helps to calm the nerve of the employer. So before you finish sending in that application, ask yourself, have I emphasized both indirectly and directly how I am a low risk hire? Another thing that I also want to do is that, have I also mentioned results that I have achieved in similar role or similar freelance skills? And the last thing is, you also want to ensure that you offer a next step. So maybe it seems like there's still some kind of hesitancy on the client side. You can say, okay, you know what, have a short paid discovery session where you get to brainstorm and give clear ideas. Now this one is more up to you. You can decide to put it free if you want, but this can just be an added benefit just to show yourself as a low risk hire. So I hope this was helpful in giving you like the right mindset as you send out those applications, because I am sure that you have probably come across applications with questions like this and your response might be like, why is there so many steps? Then now that you've watched this video, this should tell you that there are so many steps because the client wants to ensure that they are reducing their risk of hiring a bad employee. So your job when you see questions like that, or even if you don't see questions like that, is to emphasize how you are always going to be a low risk hire by referring to your processes and also referring to past work experience. I hope this helps. If you have any questions, put them in the comments below. I will see you in the next video. Like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.